another video with laserengravingbusiness.com. We don't have much information on the website yet, but that will be coming. We'll be constantly adding new information as time allows. But in this video, we're going to be doing a fun project with our GlowForge that involves a puzzle. So we're going to be making name puzzles. This is something that I like to do for my kids and friends' kids and families' kids. I don't really sell these. You can if you want to, but there are a lot of child laws when it comes to toys and different things. You have to get it all approved as far as the parts, choking hazards and paints and materials. It all has to get approved before you could sell it. And that's not something I've done. So I just kind of make these for fun, like I said, for friends and family, maybe for a Christmas gift or so. And I will be putting the file down below for anybody who would want to purchase the file. It's going to be letters A through Z, along with numbers 1 through 9 plus 0. And you will see on each letter and number there is a circle or a half circle cut out, and that is for your thumb, or your finger. It's a groove in case you want to take the pieces out. You can put your finger into the little half circle and pull it out. But the rest of this video is going to be the process on creating a name puzzle. So I hope you enjoy it. So here we are. This is the Inkscape program. This is the program that I use to edit and create my files for my GlowForge and laser engraving business. This is a free program. I believe it's an open source program, if I'm not mistaken, and it can be downloaded on the internet. And there are various other programs out there that you can use. Some better than others, some cost more than others. So there are plenty of options, but Inkscape is what I use. So once you download the file from Etsy, you will see a file called A through Z, 0 through 9, name puzzle, SVG file. And when you open it up, you will see this. So basically, all you have to do is create a new document. And I always go to document properties, and I change my units from millimeters to inches. I change my width to 19.5, my height to 11, and this will give me the dimensions that I like to use for the GlowForge, or this will fit perfectly in the GlowForge. And then you go back to the file that you downloaded and you copy and paste each letter that you will need for the name you're trying to create. So I like to just click on the letter and press Control C on the keyboard. So you hold down the Control key and the C key, and then Control V, paste. So I will do that for each letter. Alright, I have one more letter. Okay, I have each letter that I need in my new document. I'll arrange these in the correct order. Select them all and go to your alignment tool, and you press this align bottom edge button. Select every letter, align bottom edges, and that will get you your name straight. Now that you have the name spelled out and you have it straight with equal space between, and you have the bottom edges aligned, you're going to need to create a backing for the puzzle. So go to the square and rectangle tool, and up here you can make your corners sharp or rounded. I like to do rounded corners, and with your square rectangle tool selected, you're going to draw out your desired size rectangle. And this is how you can make the edges sharp or rounded also. You have a second circle in the upper right hand corner of your rectangle, and that's how you can alter the edges or the corners. So that works for me. Let me resize to how I want it. Let's see, I will select all of the letters, object, group, alright, in order to center this into your rectangle, you have to select every letter, go to object, group, and group them. And then while you have the name selected, you're going to hold the shift alt key, the shift and the alt key on your keyboard, then hover over the rectangle and use your middle mouse button and scroll up, and that will also select your square or your rectangle. Then go to your alignment tool, click the center on vertical axis button and the center on horizontal axis button, and that will get you perfectly centered and aligned in your rectangle. Now the next thing you'll need to do is click on the rectangle that you just created. You're going to want to copy this and paste it. And so whenever you send this file to your GlowForge or your laser engraver, the laser will cut this rectangle out, then it will cut out each letter and these half circles. You're going to throw these half circles away, then you're going to glue this rectangle to this rectangle because it's going to also cut this one out, and then you'll have each individual letter that will fit inside of the first rectangle. And this will all make a lot more sense in the processes ahead, so stay tuned. And now I'm in the GlowForge app and we have our file loaded up that we just created, and so I will drag it to some clear space in the GlowForge. I'm using the proof grade medium draft board for this project. They give you about 4 or 5 sheets of medium draft board when you purchase the GlowForge. There's not a whole lot of other things that I like to do with it, but I think it does really well for these name puzzles. They're pretty sturdy. They're easy to paint and it looks fairly good, so that's what I like to do with the medium draft board. So I just leave it on cut, the medium draft board standard setting. I like to set focus. All right, now we're ready to print. Three minutes and 10 seconds. Okay, first things first, we're going to be taking off the masking paper. All those half circles that were cut out, we're just going to throw those away. We're not going to be using those. You can also throw away anything that's in between the letters, like in this or right here. You can throw that away. Okay, I have all the masking paper off of every piece. And so how this works is you're going to glue this part to the second triangle that you cut out, or second rectangle that you cut out, I'm sorry. So this is going to get glued down. You can paint the border, you can paint under here before you glue it if you want. I will not be painting that part. I will only paint the letters. but you can do it however you want. So let's glue and paint. After you have a good even coat of glue all around the board, you want to smash it down real good. And if you do have any seeping glue, you're going to want to wipe that off the best as you can, because that may interfere with the puzzle pieces going back in once it dries. So I'm just going to go all the way around and wipe off any seeping glue. Okay, while this dries a little bit, I will start painting all the letters. Not paint the sides, it's all up to you. I do not paint the back side of the letters, because I find that can confuse children whenever they go to do the puzzle. So I only paint one side of the letters. Okay guys, the painting's done. So now I'm gonna let all the paint dry real good. At this point in time, if you want it to, you can do any kind of touch-ups, add an extra layer of paint, whatever you need to do. So I'm gonna let this dry and then I'll show you the next steps. So when you're painting and you accidentally get some paint on the back side that you don't want to get paint on, you can take sandpaper. This is 220 grit sandpaper, and sand it down a little bit and it should get the paint right off. And I will do this for all the rest of them. Okay, now we have the letters painted. We have the backside sanded for any mistakes that we made. We have the backing glued together, and everything is dry. So we can put each letter inside the board. Everything fits perfectly, and as you can see, we have these half circles here for your fingers if you wanted to take one out at a time. Everything appears to be working perfectly, and as I said earlier, if you wanted to sell these to friends or family and you're looking to figure out how much to charge, or maybe you do want to end up selling it to the public, I do have a video on how to price your projects, and I can link that video down below also. So I go over a basic formula that I use on pricing projects. So hope you guys enjoyed this video, hope you learned something. And as always, like the video, subscribe to my channel, and I will be updating my website, and I will always be adding new content to YouTube. So stay tuned, and thanks for watching.